Hi, today we were speaking to Ella Blumenthal, a Holocaust survivor. So Ella, to start us off, can you take us back to your childhood and share some of your fondest memories or experiences growing up?
I had a very happy childhood, and I never expected to go through such a terrible trauma in my life. I still now can't believe it. It's still unbelievable. It's impossible that a person can go through such terrible times and still be alive and talk and smile and be happy. It's impossible. I'm telling you, this is just a miracle, because how am I sitting and talking, looking at you and talking to you, and I was almost dying every minute of my life, and yet I am alive and I can talk and smile and live and be happy.
Could you tell us about the moment you realized your life was about to take a terrifying turn and how it affected you and your family?
I have got no family from before the war. I've lost everybody. I am the only one. I had my niece who survived with me. We went through the terrible times, but unfortunately, she passed away recently, quite recently. She's no more. Therefore, I'm the only one that can talk about the past, about 1939 and what follows.
So first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss. How did your life change when World War II broke out?
I had to fight for my life. I knew I didn't want to go down. I wanted to carry on. I wanted to live. And this is what helped me. And also the way that I knew also that I've got to look after my niece. So this gave me power and force and will to, to survive, to carry on.
And how was it possible to not lose hope during these dark times?
Not to lose hope. It's how can I explain to you how was it possible? I just felt that I've got to carry on because I want to survive. Somebody must be to tell the world what's been happening.
And were there any moments of hope and acts of kindness that you experienced during that time?
You're right. You're right. You asked me. While I was in Auschwitz with my niece Roma, and we worked in the fields and in the rain, in the snow, in the mud, and we thought we will take a chance and see if we can work at a bit easier work. And we decided to go nach vorne. That means to the front, to the offices. And we stood and waited until one of the assessment came up and, and, and looked at us. In other words, meaning, what are you doing here? What do you want? And we asked him in German. We learned it before because we couldn't speak German, but we learned how to say it. And we said, we put out our arms were tattooed. And we said, it's Häftling, that means a prisoner, number 48,632 is asking you, is presenting himself, and please, can you try and give us work under a roof, not in the mud, in the snow. So please help us. when he looked at our arms, he couldn't believe it. And he looked and he said, "Are you still here?" Meaning that these numbers are very old numbers, and people with our numbers are no more alive. Did help us. And after some time, our numbers were called out and we were sent to another place which was called Weberei, and it was under a roof. And I had to stand and cut, I don't know what it is, that plastic. I was cutting, standing. Roma was lucky. She was doing a similar work, but she had a sitting job. So it was all right. He did help us an assessment, which is really it's unbelievable. But this is what I remember. I can tell you that an assessment helped us. At least he's done a little good for us, that we didn't have to work outside in the mud and snow.
And what have your experiences during this time taught you about gratitude and appreciation?
What caught me appreciation? I'm happy, and I appreciate to God that I have got another day to live. And as I wake up in the morning, I never forget to be thankful for another day, that I am still here. Whatever my age is, I said, I am so grateful that I'm here, that I can see the beautiful world. And the morning get up, I knew there's something that I must be grateful for, that I am still here, that I can watch the beautiful world, the sky, and when the rain comes down and the wind blows, and I see it all, and it makes me so happy and grateful for everything that was given to me.
And how have these experiences changed your view on the world we live in today?
My experience, I find that the world is good, and that I am very hurtful. It's so when I see that people fight with each other, they don't agree, and they don't sit down as I would advise them, as I would have hoped they would sit down and exchange their views on life, and they would discuss and say whatever one feels, and maybe we can repair it. Maybe we can see that we can understand each other. But unfortunately, it's not happening. People just get to arms and fight with each other. This is.
Having seen the worst of humanity, how do you still manage to see the best in people?
Because I feel that people still have got loving hearts in them. It's just you've got to wake it up. You've got to open it up in them. That is how I feel. I feel in each person, even if the world says they are murderers, they are hope, they're terrible, I still feel they've got some goodness in them. You've got to try and get it out from them.
How important is family during difficult times?
It's very important, because you feel that you try and replace your lost family with the new ones. As I went once for a meal, and then I looked a meal to my son, and my whole family nowadays were there. And when I looked up, when we were all sitting around the table, I looked around and I found that it was 24 members of my family sitting around the table. And I realized that 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 God has given me back the ones that I have lost.
Are there any moments that bring you the most joy and satisfaction?
Of course, there's many moments that I am so happy that I could get up in the morning and see the light and the day coming in, and that I am still here to talk, to smile, to be happy, and to have my family, which I said I've lost, so I've got a replacement, and my family is like the one that I've lost, the one that I've got presently. They are sitting in my heart.
And what motivated you to share your experiences?
If you're talking about the film, I never thought of it. I didn't think anybody would want to know what I went through. But there was a man, what's his name? A saint, who decided to make a film. And he brought it to light, and all my life he presented in the film. And then again, somebody used to come to me and talk to me daily and ask me about my life. And I did talk day by day, day by day. And then eventually she wrote a book. So there's a film and there's a book about my life. So you'll know, if you read the book or watch the film, you will know what I went through, and that I am happy and grateful that I am alive, and that I've got a family to enjoy and have children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is very beautiful. What message would you like to share to young people today?
The younger people, I want to tell you, they must be happy and be positive. They must know that tomorrow will bring another world, another good world. They must sit down and discuss. And the main thing, they must not hate. No, hate should not exist. People should understand each other, talk, discuss, and find the differences.
How did you remain positive during these times?
I knew, I felt that I've got to try and survive and see the goodness in people one day. Maybe I'm remembered what happened once, and I want to share it with you. While I was in Auschwitz, my niece came up to me and said, "Come, let's end this struggle. Let's say enough, because in any case, we won't be able to survive. The only way to survive Auschwitz is through the chimney. So come, let's go to the electrified wires and let's end it. But I said to her, wait, because I wasn't ready to die yet. I wanted to go on. I wanted to carry on. Maybe we will survive. And I said, wait another day. And the next day, she came to me. I said, one more day. And that's how it came. I wanted to go on. I didn't want to die yet. And that's why I'm sitting here and talking to you, my friend.
What was it like visiting Auschwitz again after these horrific events?
I took my family, my daughter, my son-in-law, my grandson. I took them around and I showed them the bunker that I used to live, sleep in, and I even showed them the place that I was sleeping on that stone bunker. And this was, I walked around and showed them everything. I knew exactly how to move around in Auschwitz. I knew what, and the main thing is that I won. I was the one on the winning side because I am here. I survived, and they are down, and I am up, and the world is a good world now. At least I hope so. I hope people are trying to talk to each other, to understand and to exchange their views, so there should be no war. There should be no difference between color and and religion and beliefs.
And is there anything specific you're most grateful for in your life now?
I am grateful for every minute that I breathe the air, that I'm here, that I can see the day coming up in the beautiful world and the wonderful people around me, my family, my friends, and anybody around that I can talk to. I love people. I want them to come and visit me as well as you. Don't forget, I love talking to people because I know I can feel the goodness in them, like it's in me. So please don't forget, when you finish with me talking to me, don't make an appointment, but just come knock at the door. Hello, I'm here.
I will try. And is there a specific principle or lesson that has helped you navigate life's challenges?
I just would like to tell people not to give up. Carry on. Do it. Go on. Try. Don't say, oh, 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 don't cry for Olivia. But say, there's a beautiful world. Carry on and do good and talk to each other and don't fight and don't, rather exchange your views so that you can live in a better world. And one more very important thing, never give up.
To end us off, if you could go back and say one thing to your 16-year-old self, what would that be?
I must tell, in short, don't give up. Carry on. Fight for your life. Do what you feel you should do. Carry on. Never give up, because it brings to nothing. Just carry on. My dear friends, Life is so beautiful. Don't say, oh, I can't manage. Life is so difficult. It makes it becomes so difficult to the school and the studies, and don't say it. Carry on.
Thank you for listening to that episode of Greater Podcast with Ella Blumenthal, a 102-year-old Holocaust survivor. See you next time.